Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining today's live event as we unveil the next evolution of the Agentforce platform, Agentforce 3. I'm your host, Diane Mizota, and I'm here at Salesforce headquarters in San Francisco. We're excited to show you the next leap forward in agentic enterprise AI and how we're helping companies manage, optimize, and scale a hybrid workforce of humans and AI agents. Here's a look at what's coming up. First, discover the expanded features in the new release designed to help you lead the digital labor revolution. Then, Agentforce 3 in action. We've got 3 incredible live demos for you, including the all-new Command Center. And we'll also hear from one of the most iconic brands in the world, Goodyear, about how Agentforce is making their teams faster, smarter, and more focused. All right, let's get to it. I want to welcome Adam Evans, our product leader for Agentforce. Now, Adam, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Diane. Very excited to be here today for Agentforce 3. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And also a huge shout out to our agent blazers that are putting agents to work and they are shaping the platform. All of this has led to a big shift that's happening right now in how work gets done. The age of agentic AI isn't coming. It's already here. And we're seeing teams shift from human-only to human and agent workforces together. And this is exactly why we built Agentforce, to meet this moment. It is the first purpose-built platform for digital labor. It's open, it's trusted, and it's enterprise-ready. And it's built on our unified platform that brings the best of your data, your business applications, your metadata, and AI together to build AI agents that create real business value. And since our launch, we've seen customers go from pilots to production and deploy agents at enterprise scale across dozens of use cases, across thousands of customers, to do everything as simple as scheduling an appointment to something as complex as helping customers find their dream homes. Agentic AI is no longer a science project. It's driving real value in every industry. And Salesforce customers are winning with Agentforce, and they're doing it fast. Engine is resolving travel support inquiries 15% faster with AI agents. And coming out of the tax season in the United States, 1-800-ACCOUNTANT has resolved 70% of admin chats with autonomous agents during peak load. Looking down at Latin America, Grupo Globo has increased subscriber retention by 22%. And I just said, this is amazing. This is our favorite part of the work, to be able to work with our customers. Not only to have direct impact in terms of how they apply agents to their customers and their business, but also informing innovation, feedback, and really the fastest and tightest loop of innovation in Salesforce's history. Speaking of that innovation, we can look back not such a long while ago at Dreamforce last year in 2024 when we launched Agentforce. This was laying the foundation for autonomous agents. And then 3 months after that, 2.0 was released. And this is when we brought agents to work more with teams, where people are working, so in Slack and beyond. Earlier this year, we launched 2DX, and this brought tooling that was necessary for the agent lifecycle, for developers and more, to be able to build and test agents, and also bringing agents more embedded into work, so non-conversational kind of background work became possible. And now what we're doing is we're listening to our customers, and we're hearing that they are asking us, how do we scale this further? And so we're asking ourselves the question, how do we take agents beyond just a couple departments and bring it across the entire business? What would we need to do this? And the answer is that we need to be able to answer the questions, what are our agents doing? Are they performing well? Every action, every impact, every workflow, do we have the observability and oversight for these agents to really, truly build out that hybrid workforce? And this was the inspiration for our latest release. Introducing Agentforce 3. It's built to manage, to measure, and to optimize AI agents deployed in a new hybrid workforce where humans and agents work side by side. It delivers a brand new command center for complete understanding of your AI agents. It's built to interoperate with all systems securely with native MCP support and be easier to connect with an investment in AgentExchange and the ecosystem to discover services outside of Salesforce across your entire enterprise. And it's never been faster with over 100 pre-built industry actions. All of this is built on an enhanced architecture, which we increase speed and trust and scale. And we're really excited to be able to show all of this to you today.
Fantastic. Thank you, Adam. We're going to hear more from you a little bit later today. But now it's time to see Agentforce in action. We've got 3 amazing live demos for you. First, we're going to look at the complete visibility that Agentforce 3 offers. And for that, let's turn to Sanjana Parlikar, SVP of Product Marketing. Hey, Sanjana.
Hey, thank you so much, Diane and Adam. And this is what customers keep asking us. How do I measure, manage, and optimize my AI agents? And it doesn't matter if you're a CIO, a head of service, head of sales, or marketing, everybody wants to know how agents are performing against their most important and strategic KPIs. This is exactly why we built the Command Center, the first observability solution built for AI agents across the enterprise. It's a unified pane of glass where you can monitor agent health, measure performance, and optimize the impact of your agents in real time. And it's built right into Agentforce Studio, so it's available for every builder and every single team. We also give you visibility into the entire agent lifecycle, so you can test every agent at scale before deployment, drill into every agent interaction to uncover insights about individual conversations. You can track adoption, deflection, and cost in custom dashboards. You can even get real-time alerts on latency, errors, and so much more. And now the best part is you can stream every session into Data Cloud with open telemetry support, which means you have a foundation for agent understanding that extends to any team or external system like Datadog. For example, with Service Cloud, agent signals can now surface directly in your contact center wallboards. It's an incredible way to bring humans and agents into the flow of work. So let's take a look at how all of this works together. And to help me deliver this demo and all of our demos today, my colleague here, Raymond, is going to help us out. In this demo, I'll show you how Agentforce Command Center helps you supervise and improve your AI agents. Now this is Agentforce Studio, and this is where you'll build, test, and manage your AI agents. And what you're looking at here is a list of the agents that I've built and deployed with Agentforce. Now, once you've deployed your first agent, you'll have questions about how the agent is performing and how to continuously make it better. And that's why soon Command Center will become a part of Agentforce Studio. Command Center is where you'll supervise all of your AI agents. For example, what you're looking at here are metrics for our sales agents, which help our sales teams qualify leads and close deals. Now notice how these metrics are adapted to this type of agent. We're seeing how Agentforce is impacting our sales revenue, our deal cycles, and our team's productivity. But watch this. If I select our service agents, notice how all of these metrics are different. Now we're seeing the impact of how Agentforce is helping our customer satisfaction, our case deflection, and the average cost of our case resolutions. Now this right here is key, because different types of agents have different criteria for success. And that success can only be understood in the context of your business goals. And because Agentforce is a part of the Salesforce platform and your Customer 360, it's the only platform out there that has complete visibility into your entire business. But Command Center does more than help you understand the impact that Agentforce is having on your bottom line. It also helps you find those opportunities for improvement of those agents. For example, here on the screen, we're seeing low quality scores for cancellation requests. And if we click into this item, now we're starting to dive into the details here. And we're seeing the individual interactions that are contributing to this low score. And with Command Center, you can zoom all the way down into an individual interaction and see exactly what is happening. Here, we're seeing a customer struggling to change the dates on their reservation, which sends the agent down the cancellation path, when that customer really wanted was a resolution to their core issue. Now, with this insight into what's going wrong inside of Agentforce Studio, you can continuously make improvements. So let's go ahead and do that. Here in Agentforce Builder, where admins and developers can create and improve their agents whenever they want. So to fix this issue, I'm going to add a natural language instruction, not code, that instructs Agentforce to only use that cancellation topic if it's explicitly asked for a cancellation. Now this right here, what you just saw, is prompt engineering made easy. And notice Agentforce will help me validate the instruction is clear and not in conflict with any other instructions we have for the agent. Then here inside of Agentforce Builder, I can easily test to ensure it's working just as expected and no longer sending the customer down that cancellation path. Then Agentforce can also help me batch test my agent. And when I'm ready, activate and deploy. It's a one-stop shop. And long after deployment, Command Center is still there to help you supervise your agents so you can validate these improvements as you convert challenges into business outcomes. There you have it. That's how the new Agentforce Command Center helps you supervise and improve your AI agents. Back to you, Diane.
Thank you, Sanjana. Great demo. Now, Adam, what's your biggest takeaway with Agentforce Command Center?
So very excited about Command Center, and I see it's really interesting, kind of an evolution of really kind of 3 moments for us. When we first launched Agentforce, what we saw as the beginning was just metrics around uptime, latency, and performance, more of a technical audience for builders. And then in the second phase, we moved into more of following paths and thinking about, is the agent performing the job that I kind of want it to do consistently across time, and how's the experience? And now what we're seeing, as we think about this new hybrid workforce, as agents in the Command Center are moving more into the line of business, as agents start working with kind of in a hybrid way with humans, we're thinking about the KPIs that matter more to the line of business. So for sales, maybe it's agents that are a single or multiple agents working together to qualify and schedule, meetings with sales reps, or for service, being able to do resolution at a higher rate as well. So this is just moving from kind of deeper technical to new personas, moving more to the line of business with Command Center.
Awesome. All right. Well, now we're going to show you how Agentforce 3 is open and interoperable, how agents securely connect to your existing tools without custom code. To do that, we're joined by Gary Lehrhaupt, VP Product Architecture, with our next demo. Hey, Gary.
Hey, thanks, Diane, and thank you, Raymond. All right, across our customer deployments and across the entire industry, we keep hearing this question: how can we enable agents to use the tools they need safely? Agentforce is now more open and interoperable than ever before. In fact, Agentforce can now communicate and take action securely with hundreds of other systems thanks to native MCP support. And AgentExchange is growing fast, with 35 launch partners enabling secure, seamless access to critical tools. That means fewer handoffs, faster execution, better governance. It's enterprise-grade interoperability, respecting your access controls and security policies. But why does this all matter? Okay, let's consider this scenario. Imagine I want Agentforce to retrieve an order from Salesforce and generate an invoice from PayPal. And I want this to happen seamlessly across these systems, because this type of interoperability is key to enabling Agentforce to do more and more on our behalf. And that's why there is so much excitement about MCP, or Model Context Protocol, which is an emerging open standard for how AI models connect with external tools, systems, and data. Okay, just imagine you want Agentforce to use several external tools. Without MCP, you'd need to create complicated point-to-point integrations for each new tool. That means you're handling all the API connectivity, the authentication, data access, code, and so much more. Now MCP solves this problem by acting as a universal translator for these external tools. But there's a little bit more to the story here. Between Agentforce and these tools is a built-in Agentforce MCP client, which connects to one or more MCP servers that you're going to set up with your authentication keys or OAuth credentials. And behind those MCP servers are the tools that are being made available to Agentforce, maybe only some of which you actually want to use. You're also going to want to add instructions to Agentforce so that it can use those external tools in accordance with your business policies. The bottom line here is MCP is great, especially when combined with security, governance, and trust. So how is Agentforce going to help you bring the benefits of MCP to your AI agents? Well, let's head on over to the Agentforce Builder. This is where admins and developers build AI agents, and I'm going to build the agent you saw earlier. And when I ask Agentforce here to generate a PayPal invoice, what you're going to see here is, I haven't connected Agentforce to PayPal yet. And soon, you're going to be able to use MCP in Agentforce to make this happen by adding a new custom MCP action from an external MCP server, from MuleSoft, Heroku, or add it from AgentExchange. Now, AgentExchange is the place you're going to find certified MCP servers from Salesforce's partner ecosystem that have been reviewed and validated, including the PayPal MCP server. So on this screen, I can review the server's details, and then I can securely authenticate to PayPal by using OAuth to connect it into Agentforce. And notice once that happens here, that Agentforce is going to provide full control over which MCP actions the agent is allowed to use. This helps prevent unexpected behavior. And that's it. When I click Confirm, I've now integrated Agentforce with PayPal without needing to build any custom integrations. But I'm not done yet. I want to do one last thing. Let's wrap these external MCP actions with some extra guardrails and my business policies. And I can do that by creating an instruction in natural language, again, not code, to tell Agentforce to send Slack a message about invoices above a certain amount. And that's it. Now it's ready. Let's head back to Agentforce and test it out. Because once again, we're going to generate a PayPal invoice for an order. And we're going to see a few things here. First, Agentforce is extending interoperability across multiple systems, Salesforce, PayPal, and Slack. Second, Agentforce is using its built-in MCP support to take action with PayPal. And third, Agentforce is wrapping our business policies around these MCP actions. So there you have it. You've seen exactly how MCP is going to bring enhanced interoperability to Agentforce. We're interoperable and unstoppable. Back to you, Diane.
Gary, interoperable and unstoppable, spitting the rhymes. Adam, what's your take?
I love
MCP,
it.
Model Context Protocol.
Model Context Protocol, all the rage. I mean, this is just kind of the continued acceleration that we're seeing across the board with AI impacting everything. In this case, it's about how to connect systems and then interoperability. I think what's really important, and kind of what Gary just showed, is the idea isn't now hard to actually create the connectivity. It's how to make sure that you're using it correctly and governing it and being able to put in the instructions and kind of guardrails. It's not connecting the systems, it's making sure that you're using those connected systems in the way that you want, and you've got the right oversight of how that works.
All right, well, let's keep moving. Now we're going to zero in on fast time to value with Agentforce 3, and I'm going to turn it over to Susanna Plaisted, Director of Product Marketing. Susanna.
Thanks, Diane. Now, one of the things I hear over and over from our customers is that they want to use AI agents, but they need to be able to prove the return on investment and realize value faster, which is why our strategy starts with out-of-the-box actions that make it easier to get started fast. And we've been busy. With our summer releases, we'll have over 200 industry actions available. And as a former architect, let me tell you, this is a big deal because it can be really hard to start from a blank page, and these actions, it's not just an impressive list. They're a curated library of tools optimized for AI agents and then tailored for your specific industry. So you can be confident that Agentforce will drive impact right out of the box. Now you can learn about all of these tools for your agents by scanning the QR code on your screen. And I want to just emphasize that each of these 200 plus industry actions are tangible examples of how AI agents can provide fast time to value. I like to think of them as that missing piece between the promise of AI and agents delivering real-world impact. But that's not all we're doing. We've heard that you need more flexible model choice, and not just when you're using Prompt Builder, but when your AI agents are using the reasoning engine to decide what action to take next. And that's why we're introducing our first hosted frontier model, running directly on Salesforce infrastructure via Amazon Bedrock. Now, this is a really big deal. Those trade-offs you had to make between agent security and accuracy, they no longer have to slow you down because you can choose to have your agents reason using Salesforce-hosted Anthropic, which means your data, it stays completely within the Salesforce trust boundary, an absolute game changer for our customers in regulated industries. You've also told us that you want to start with employee use cases, provide value, get buy-in, and then expand. And this is an excellent best practice that I personally endorse and think everyone should follow, which is why I'm so excited that we're making it easy with unlimited employee agent actions and flexible, scalable pricing. Now I want to talk to you about Goodyear, an industry legend instantly recognizable by their iconic Wingfoot logo, which represents the speed and agility that they're known for. Goodyear is on a mission to claim the #1 spot in tire industry and service. But they need to move faster than before to do this, and Agentforce will help make this possible, because Goodyear is an Agentforce company. Let's take a look at their story.
The moments that Goodyear has been there in history, we need to bring it back to the shine that it had for decades and decades. I would invite
environment is changing, and it's changing fast. The ability to react is more important than ever.
We have all this data. We have no enablement for it. We were manually pulsing and pulling for data. It would take days and weeks, if not months. Chances are there's probably multiple sources of the same data. It's a whole different ballgame in today's world. There's so many competitors out there. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. So it's time for us to take the pie back and building the brand back to the iconic status that we feel we deserve in a humbly but not quite so humble way. And Salesforce is a key enabler for us to do that.
It cannot happen without Salesforce. We want to remove all the noise. Let us focus on what matters for us, which is our customer.
I can create a great experience, but there's nothing I can do with it if I don't have the right data underneath it.
And that's why Salesforce is so important for us, to pool all of that data together.
If we are on a single platform, it's an incredible accelerator. Whether it is a data point that I use in my marketing campaign, whether it is my Goodyear employee that need to be empowered, this is where we see the value of Data Cloud, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud. We don't want a partial experience. We want the full experience. We cannot become number one in tires and service if we are not number one in customer centricity.
It really is about having as much information as we can about who our customers are, what are they looking for, do we have the right product for them.
Being able to tell the customer, this is the one that you are supposed to be driving on, this is what we made this for, is really the goal here.
Agentforce is the perfect companion to that. You can use it to make the journey for the customer better.
Customers need an answer right now. What's the difference between tire A and tire B? Having like a personal shopper walk me through the process feels a lot more natural, a lot more comfortable, but then also when the customer does call, our human agents don't need to know everything there is to know about every tire. We create that knowledge base and have it get surfaced by agents. Agentforce can guide them through that conversation and sell the right product to the customer. Since we've transitioned onto the Salesforce platform, I think we've started to realize where we actually can go, the art of the possible.
We don't see a limit to how Agentforce can help. What we see is a clear acceleration and an even easier way to measure the outcome, to connect the value to everything that we are doing.
Even though we're talking about massive technology and technology enablement, it's still about people at the end of the day. Taking the wickedly mad skills of the smart folks we've got in Goodyear and partnering them with the technology that Salesforce is bringing with us, recreating our brand and bringing us to the forefront so much faster than we could have done by ourselves.
Goodyear's iconic logo, the wingfoot, has been instantly recognizable for more than 125 years. And until now, their business model has been focused on B2B. Today, Raymond and I are going to show you how Goodyear is working with Salesforce to bring the wingfoot into the AI era at B2C scale. So let's get into the demo. Soon, Goodyear customers will receive proactive notifications from Agent Wingfoot, the Goodyear service agent, indicating their tires are wearing down. And if we tap into that notification, we'll see the reimagined Goodyear mobile app, which surfaces customer-specific vehicle and tire data to each Goodyear customer. And you can also see Agent Wingfoot embedded into this experience. But how is this agent grounded in my data so that it knew my tire tread was low? Let's go to Salesforce to find out. The agent we just saw knows who our customer is because once the customer opts in, our agent can access the data from this unified profile that combines CRM data, service data, engagement data, and ERP purchase history data. That's a lot of data across the enterprise. And if we look closer, we can also see alerts. Now, this is vehicle telemetry data coming from Goodyear's tire sensors. And this data is not coming in from a custom integration. It's connected using an out-of-the-box data connector, a part of every Salesforce Industry Cloud. And from this profile, we can also click into the industry-specific metadata from Automotive Cloud, like this vehicle console. Now, this is an out-of-the-box view that brings together industry-specific data like the vehicle specifications needed to make product recommendations or the data on other vehicles in a household. And because Agentforce is built on the Salesforce platform, it has native access to all of this rich industry-specific information. So now let's head over to Agentforce Builder to see how we can build an AI agent even faster using industry-specific templates from Agentforce. Now, these pre-built topics and actions truly work out of the box because they're built on top of the powerful data models that are already available in Salesforce's industry clouds, like Automotive Cloud. So we can select the pre-built topics and actions that fit our use case and create custom actions as well. And right here in the builder, I can unit test my agent fast by invoking it with an utterance a customer might say. And I can see how my agent will respond and see inside the reasoning of my agent using the plan tracer. So we're going to see the response, and then we'll see how the agent is reasoning. And I can see that Agent Wingfoot responded as expected, selecting the tire upgrade recommendation. But we want this agent to be proactive. So when Goodyear is ready to put their agent to work, they can go and build a flow that actually triggers the agent based on the alerts from the embedded tire sensors. Now, this enables Agentforce to be working 24/7 in the background to help Goodyear provide exceptional customer service at B2C scale. So let's see this in action. Remember that notification about the customer's tire tread being low? Let's actually reply to this proactive notification in natural language. And when we do, we'll see that our Agent Wingfoot is providing a response that includes the location of my last tire purchase. And when I'm ready to book that tire upgrade, well, Agent Wingfoot can help me schedule it based on the appointment data it's also been grounded on. And while we're helping Goodyear transform this vision into a reality, we're also supporting customers who have an agentic workforce live in production today. And these customers have built trusted AI agents on our platform. But if you're like me, you want to trust, but verify. And using Command Center, a part of Agentforce 3, our customers can validate that their agents are providing that value that they expect. So here in Command Center, I want to show you this improved observability. So let's click into the work view. Now, this is where our service customers can see exactly how AI agents are working, including the customer sentiment, latency, and more. And that's how customers across every industry can get value fast with Agentforce. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Susanna. That was incredible. And let's hear more about Goodyear's transformation. And for that, I'm joined by Mamta Chamarthi, the Chief Digital Officer at Goodyear. Here, Mamta, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being part of our launch release event as well.
Thank you, Adam.
So listen, when I think about Goodyear, it is an iconic brand. I'm talking about a 125-year brand, and I've learned, by the way, so much about tires in this process too. Lots of technology, literally life or death, and safety holding us to the road, so much there. But what I think that is really, really exciting is Goodyear is moving from traditionally more of a B2B model now into more of this B2C and direct consumer. And you're doing this in a way where you're embracing AI to do that. And we just saw a lot of the awesome progress and kind of the vision there. But I've got a question for you, which is, what was the catalyst? Why right now?
I think where we got started with our company, as you know, Goodyear is such an iconic brand. And we said, we should be number one in tires and services. So we set a very bold, very compelling vision that excites our associates. And then we said, okay, where do we get started? We need to get started with our customer. We need to put the customer at the center of this transformation. And we have three different kinds of customer. The OE customer, the automotive OE customer, where we sell tires to them to go on their cars and trucks. Mm-hmm. Then we sell replacement tires through wholesalers and retailers and many other service stores. And we have our own service stores where we sell tires through, and also we provide services. So when you have such diversity of customer, we said we need to start looking at this customer and what are the needs of the customer, because they're not the same. Right. And how do we start working backwards from the customer to saying that what does it mean for us to be number one in tires and services? Today we have a very regional operating model. We operate in 3 regions, EMEA, APAC, and Americas. And we are moving towards a global operating model. That means we wanted a global technology platform that we can put all of that customer information. And that's where we chose Salesforce and to be that global platform. And in this age of AI, that real-time access to data and having the right kind of governance, having the right kind of security, and giving that trust and confidence to the customer that the data is secure, but at the same time, we are providing a convenience. So Agentforce for us is not just a tool, but it is a catalyst to drive this kind of transformation. And you've seen in all of the demos how quickly you can deploy agents. And for us, we are able to test, we are able to learn, and we are able to pivot and evolve rapidly. And that is what is a key change within Goodyear. Earlier, technology and business transformations were like big bang, and now this is more of a program increment kind of every 3 months there is a value delivery to our business and to our end customers. And what's truly transformative is how this technology integrates into the digital experiences and how it is changing. What is changing is moving from transactional relationships that we have with the customer to one that's focused on lifetime value and being very proactive and making it so convenient to our customer. And I've had this kind of experience working and implementing such programs and such projects when I was at Fiat Chrysler, implemented Salesforce there too, and helping this drive this kind of transformation. But this is the right moment for Goodyear because we have a big, hairy, audacious goal to be number one.
I love that goal. And, you know,
yeah.
I will say there's so much there. The Goodyear global brand having data together with things like Data Cloud, being able to put that data to work, to take action with things like Agentforce. Also that movement to that third customer at the service centers beyond transactional to actually creating more lifetime value and building up a relationship with kind of the touch points at the B2C scale.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. Now, you know, we've been working together, but people probably don't realize how fast this is all gone.
Yes.
I mean, you're relatively new in your role at Goodyear. Goodyear is moving so fast into this. Maybe we could talk a little bit, or you could share about some of the aspects of how we're moving fast together with this in the last, 10 months, I think it's been.
Yeah, I would say I've been 10 months in this role, and we've already gone through our first program increment, and we are already seeing great positive results to our top-line growth. Like, we are seeing some amazing results. It's been only 2 weeks, so 3 weeks since we have launched, and we are seeing some exceptional results. And if we continue on this path, I have all confidence that Goodyear is going to be number one. I think when you look at my background and our CEO, Mark Stewart's background, we come from the OE as well as Tier 1 background. And then for me, the classic example of agentic AI is an autonomous car.
Right.
Where the car makes decisions on its own. Here we are trying to implement an agentic AI and putting it in the hands of our sales force, where it can help them provide the right kind of personalized and contextualized information. When our salespeople are going to our customer, like a wholesaler, like the Tire Hub, they are trying to tell them on their shelves what is the right tire to place. Instead of just following a last in, first out kind of a model, it is very contextualized, it's very personalized based on that zip code, what is that weather data, what is the car park, what tires are selling at what price. So that is very important because, as you know, we are in the tire industry and it's a low margin business, and it's a crowded space. So we need to create a differentiator. And that's where Salesforce technology comes in to create that kind of competitive differentiator for us. And on top of it, we are using the automotive cloud. So we don't have to build all data models from scratch. Everything does not have to be greenfield. And that's where it's not your traditional ERP kind of a system where you go from scratch and build everything. But you're connecting your assets, vehicles, contacts, accounts, customers. And as I said, this is a diversity of customers that we have. And we have pre-built industry features that's helping us accelerate. And that's why within a few months, we have been able to implement and get some really great results.
I love hearing those results, supporting that big, hairy, audacious goal of being number one in tires and service. One thing that I think is just incredibly inspiring about this is, Goodyear, as we mentioned, is an iconic brand, 125 years in a competitive market, as you're saying. And I think about how much you're moving into transformation right now. You're investing, as we've been seeing, all of this technology and kind of new relationship building with customers and changing this. And I think that Not only is that inspiring to us, but I think that there's probably a lot of our customers that are probably in that same situation right now where they're thinking about how much do they lean in right now? How much do they transform? How are they going to do this? How much risk? How fast can they do it? Where do they start? And how do they measure those results that you're seeing in such short order? Maybe, is there anything that you'd want to share to people that are in that situation about your journey and advice?
I would say this is such a pivotal moment for technology leaders. If you're a technology leader, you're a business leader. Let's go back to the Goodyear challenge, right? No customer wants to have a flat tire in their day. That disrupts their experience. That disrupts their productivity for that day. So how do we make sure we provide a frictionless experience to the customer? Every technology leader should be thinking that way. What is it that I'm trying to achieve as a business result, and start working backwards? So if you're a chief digital officer, CIO, CTO, it doesn't matter which kind of technology function role that you're in a unique position right now. And we are in a unique position right now. If you don't fully embrace your role, you're missing a massive opportunity. I think the way the role evolved was very kind of a risk-averse, business-enabling kind of a role, where the focus on cybersecurity, focused on what is the business process I'm going to enable with technology. But what the role has evolved into with digital transformation is a disruptive force that you can create to transform companies. And so here's your moment. So there's no better time to reshape business processes and reimagine what's possible through technology.
So no better time than now.
Yes.
Mamta, Goodyear, thank you so much for being part of the event,
Thank you.
and congratulations on all the success.
Thank you so much.
All right, so you have just seen what it means to be ready for the hybrid workforce. And here's the blueprint. Agentforce 3 has a command center to manage the full agent lifecycle with observability and understanding exactly what all of the agents are doing and how they're performing. We expand the interoperability, allowing your agents to connect more than just within the departments, but help connect the data and systems to run your entire business with things like native MCP support. And what you've just heard from Mamta is about that time to value being faster than ever with pre-built actions across all industries, and it's easier to get started as well with more flexible pricing. Agentforce, when we first came out, had a $2 per conversation pricing. And since then, we've added now a usage-based pricing at 10 cents per action. This allows you a very flexible pricing that's more geared towards what work the agent's actually doing, the actions and the value that it's creating. So you can deploy agents across all kinds of different work. And of course, when you're looking at productivity, to help your employees, we've introduced an unlimited use license that gives an agent and productivity to your employees at an unlimited capacity at a fixed price. And this is just the beginning. Even though this keynote's coming to a wrap here, we have an entire week of exciting events in the launch event. We have our world tours in Boston and Toronto, so please this week attend those. As well as there is an AMA session with our product team around things like MCP and more this week. So please tune into that. And if you are an agent blazer and you're looking to brush up on things, or you're just looking to get into it, please sign up for content, get your developer edition org, and get started today. And we can't wait to hear from you and see what you're building. Diane?
Great job, Adam. What a full week we've got. All right, well, we're not done yet. We want to thank you so much for watching. Before we go, we want to hear from you. So, what did you think of this event? Just take a short survey on your Salesforce Plus experience. It won't take long, we promise. Just scan that QR code on your screen or click the button in the chat below. Your feedback matters. I'm Diane Mizota. For everyone on this one, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.